Big Dog. Welcome to another video. In this video, I want to talk about probably the one thing that's held me back absolutely the most in my trading journey over this past 8 years. The one thing that if I could have seen a video on a long time ago and actually had it broken down for me, I would have had success so much sooner in my journey. And I had success early, but not like a sustained success. And I feel like this held me back in so many different ways from actually seeing sustained, consistent success. So let's get into it. And that thing is going to be lack of patience. Not simply lack of patience in a way that everybody talks about it as far as this one way, but it's levels to lack of patience. There's layers to it. So let's get into it. So first one I want to talk about is just lack of patience in executions. And so what I mean by that is if you're dedicated to actually learning this and you get to the point to where you have a strategy that you're trying, I feel like strategies are constantly developing. There's not just like, oh, I got a strategy and that's it. It's just what it is. Get better at the strategy. The one thing I needed to be better at was just patience in my executions and only waiting for really good setups instead of just saying, I guess, letting FOMO take over. And this same thing, like fear of missing out on certain setups causes you to make the criteria less important for whatever trade you're looking for. So for me, anything I'm saying, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anybody else. But I would then talk myself into taking worse trades I'd have the idea or the bias that ended up being correct, but I would simply just take crappy trades within it. I would go and trade before I had all the signals I needed to get into the trade. And sometimes it would work out, and then other times it would totally not work out. And because I was being impatient, I would overtrade. I would take way more trades than I should have, therefore taking way more losses than I should have, and just making the process tougher on myself when I should have simply just said, hey, I'm only here to catch the best entries I can, and I just need to be more patient and waiting for those entries to actually play out and not trying to rush the process just so I felt like I was doing something, felt like I was moving forward in that session or in that day or whatever. Sometimes moving forward, sometimes the best, I guess, action you can do is nothing if you don't have a great setup. So simply being patient in your executions. And when you're patient in your executions, what that will do for you is actually help you validate whether your strategy works or not. Because I feel like, for me at least, I would try to be working on strategies and things like that. And I would have some trades that matched up exactly with what my strategy was supposed to be, but my lack of patience and FOMO would have me actually adding trades to the statistics that weren't actually a part of that strategy. So I wasn't necessarily seeing the trades that were all just one strategy. It was some randomness in there too that would therefore be skewing my results or what I thought was working or not working. So that's going to be the first level of patience. The second level of patience is going to be once you are able to actually get down that first level of patience, the second level is going to be patience in your strategy. And this is one thing I struggle with as well. I would strategy hop for a while or just simply, and I don't know if it was all the way just a basic strategy hopping, but I wanted to be so good at trading and wanted to develop such a skill set that I would naturally, I'm a curious person. I want to learn as much as I can. So I would start mixing stuff. And I would try this for 1 week and try that next week. And I wasn't giving true patience to an actual strategy. I was simply just throwing a bunch of stuff into the pot and mixing it and hoping that the end result tasted good. When I should have simply just been patient with the strategy to gain some true statistics to know if something could work. And once I really started doing that and not giving up on a strategy after a couple losses that, let's be honest, were most likely like me not executing properly, once I started being honest about that, I really just honed in on what is my current strategy. That is something that I just realized, hey, here's what I do well. Here's how I see the market very well. It jumps out to me, that type of thing. Before, I would be looking at other people and saying, hey, this YouTube person has been getting great results that they're showing me. And they're showing me these great results. Let me do what they're doing since it's working for them, not knowing that a lot of the times, a lot of these guys are simply making money off of their affiliate codes or their course sales, and they aren't necessarily, lifestyle we're seeing isn't at all their trading results. A lot of my favorite trading YouTubers they're not even close to carrying their lifestyle based upon their trading at all, not even close at all. And their lifestyle is 100% based upon their affiliate sales. which they make millions of dollars in affiliate sales a month. So once you realize that, and all that to say, you got to have patience with your strategy to let it play out. Currently, my win rate is somewhere around 50 to 60%. And those aren't spectacular. That's not a spectacular win rate at all. Where my strategy excels is I'm able to catch really good risk reward setups. And I'm not trying to take sniper entries necessarily. I'm not trying to catch tops or bottoms. A lot of times I end up catching really good entries based upon just being patient enough to wait for the one signal on the 5 minute that gives me my entry after I get a signal on the 8 hour or 1 hour chart for context. And I can do a whole strategy breakdown video, all that fun stuff. But once you have patience with the strategy, you're able to actually refine it, which is what I've done over the time. Once I said, hey, this is what I'm going to just stick to, and I'm not going to jump around and try to add certain things. I'm going to just stick to just simply a supply demand, support resistance, whatever you want to call it, type of just letting the market tell me what it wants to do. I'm going to just simply keep refining that to where I can sit down and see what I need to see and just simply know what I need to wait on and execute from there. All right, so that was number 2. Number 3, and this is the one that really blew my mind once I really reflected and thought back of how many times I sabotaged myself on my journey: patience with the overall plan. So I recently was able to go full-time trading, and that was 2-3 months ago or something like that. And I've been trading for over 8 years. Had a really good, well-paying job that has served its purpose for me and has blessed me and my family. Or has been a blessing, I should say, has been a blessing to me and my family. And a third one that I'm going to talk about right now is basically just patience with the game plan, the process. So if I know, hey, the goal is to take evaluations at prop firms, get a funded account, and then try to make it to a payout, I was trying to squeeze that whole process into a 2-week time frame. For the longest time, I was doing that to where it's like I was just being stupid, being honest. Hey, I've been trading for, at the time, 5-6 years, whatever it was. I haven't had the results I want. So this next challenge has to make up for all the lack of results I've had this whole time, so I can feel like I'm actually being successful. So instead of just realizing I can take a payout twice a month or take the full time I need to pass the evaluation, not trying to rush the passing the evaluation into a 2-3 day process. I got a whole month to try to pass this evaluation before it renews, and I don't even necessarily need to pass it within that month. Once I had that epiphany of, hey, just take the time to actually let the process play out. So most of the time it'll take me a week or 2 to pass the evaluation, depending on market conditions. And that's not even me trying to push it. That's just me just taking the setups as they come. What I was doing in the past, I would try to cram that 2 weeks into 3 days and then try to say, hey, as fast as I get a payout is 5 days, let me push this thing to on exactly the 5th day, let me be in qualification for a payout. I wasn't realizing that my life wasn't going to change at all between if I got a payout in 5 days or a payout in 15 days. My life was going to be no different. I was simply being 100% impatient. My life was not any better. Felt a little better quicker, but whether the $2,000 payout hits in 5 days or 15 days, this money spends the same. There's no difference. I didn't feel any better with myself. So all that to say, we have to be patient with the process. What's changed for me over these past few months is I've just simply said, hey, let me build a buffer on my accounts to where I'm going to build a $2,000 buffer on my 50K accounts that I have funded. And then once I get to 3,000, at that point, I'm going to take out $1,000 per account. So whether I have 1 account or 20 accounts or 50 accounts, no matter what, as soon as I get the buffer on each account and I get $1,000 over the buffer, I'm going to then take out $1,000, then keeping the account roughly at $2,000. So I have some drawdown in case it's just a rough trading week for me or a rough couple weeks. That just helped speed up the process for me to where I'm having 20K months and things like that pretty consistently at this point. And that's across multiple prop firms and not putting all the pressure on one firm or one account. It's spread across. And that shift in mindset of not thinking I need to cram all my success in a 2-week period and just knowing, hey, let's have a good quarter. Let's see if I can have a good quarter trading. Let's see if I can have a good month, a good quarter, a good year trading, and not trying to just simply have a flash in a pan type of results, which I was trying to do for so long to make up for so many failed attempts in trading, so many just dumb decisions I made. So many I was so close to having great success and then just trying to rush the process, and I end up giving it all back. And then the final one, just patience with yourself. You're gonna make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody wins every single trade. Nobody. So once I realized that, just having patience with myself and just realizing I'm human and I'm gonna have emotional moments while I'm trading, and my execution won't be 100% perfect all the time. Once I started having patience with myself, I just realized I shouldn't beat myself up or try to make up for what I did yesterday, which I've done so many times. In my head, I'd say, I start planning out my withdrawals. I'm like, oh, in 2 weeks, I'm gonna have X amount of dollars coming in and it's gonna be amazing. And then I'll have a losing day. And I feel like that losing day then throws off my expectation for my timeline. And then I'm trying to cram 2 days or 3 days of results into 1 day of trading. And therefore I'm trading bigger, and I'm gonna end up just putting more risk than I should on a single trade or a single idea. And then it's just like literally this spiral of just trying to make it back, because you're trading bigger, you're gonna take bigger losses, and then it's gonna just exponentially, I guess, expose what you feel. And then you're gonna act accordingly, which I've done so many times, just trying to cram what should be 2 or 3 weeks worth of results into 1 week, or a month worth of results into 1 week. Just let the process play out. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your executions every single day. Wake up, get on the charts, and wait for the market to give you what you're looking for. Whether you take a trade or not today, that doesn't change your life really. If you think about it, grand scheme, like if you take a trade today, or if the setup doesn't trigger and it triggers tomorrow, your life is no different in both scenarios, right? And if you're patient enough to wait, most likely your life is in a better position if you're more patient. Second thing, being patient with your strategy. The longer you do something, the better you get at it. You notice the little nuances and things like that, and you'll just simply learn. So speaking to my past self, just don't go trying to look for something new that's going to fix your results. Look to what speaks to you, what your eyes naturally can see very quickly, and just get really good at making that process better. I don't care what strategy you use, just simply you have to put time into that strategy, have patience with that strategy to get better at it. And then number 3, the long-term game plan, to me, the most important one, just realizing whether you make 60K this month or you make 60K over the next 6 months. If you have a 60K month and then you're trying to emulate that same result over and over and over again for all these months, it's likely not going to happen. So if you can do, to me, the better result is consistently doing 10K a month with way less stress than a 60K month that you can't replicate. And then you just end up giving all that money back in a couple months or over that time. One's going to give you better results, because you can look at it this way. I'm going to make 60K in 1 month and then blow my account, and then slowly bleed back that profit into trying to pass other ones and trying to replicate that excitement of 1 month 60K to say that I'm on track to make 600, 700K or whatever it is in a year. And you end up giving back most of that by the end of the year, to where you're only either negative or just a little bit positive net. Or you have 10K months, you're consistently slowing it down, just taking what the market gives you, and you end up being able to keep most of that. So one's way better than the other one. One may feel better, one may inflate your ego a little bit more, but we need to be able to just realize the process is the process. A year's worth of trading, you got a whole year to get your results. Like, don't try to cram a year's worth of results into 1 month. Don't try to replicate anybody else's results into 1 month or 2 months or whatever. Just give the process time to play out. The biggest thing that's held me back this whole time, trying to make up for results, trying to keep up with that trader, trying to just prove stuff that nobody cares about. I'm probably the only person that cares about anything that's going on with me. So why do I feel like I have to prove it? Why am I proving to myself? This is a dumb thing. 60K in 1 month versus 60K over 6 months. It's the same thing, especially if you give it all back, which I've been guilty of. I've done that before. 1 month I made, and it was back when I was trading Forex, I was over 100K in profits. And I had this dumb ego thing. I wanted to be 140 in profits that month so I can say that I officially did something. I won't get into it, but I officially had the bigger results than something else that was going on in my life. And it was complete ego, just absolute, just stupid. And I ended up giving back around 50K of that profit before I did my withdrawal. So my withdrawal was on 42,000, which is still awesome, right? Amazing. Very blessed with that withdrawal. But if I didn't have my ego trying to They that claim that, oh, I did 100K in a month or something like that. I could have just stopped there and been like, oh, 90,000 is awesome. Like, let's just stop at 90. That's an amazing result. But I just wasn't being patient with the process. And then just patience with yourself. So just wanted to upload a video, longer video than I normally do, but I felt this was on my heart to share. And it's literally the one thing that's changed for me, that helped me walk away from my job, be able to get a lot more time to focus on my trading business and really start to level things up. And so I'm just excited for what 2026 is going to look like and just go from there. So if you aren't already, be sure to subscribe, like the video. If you got any questions or any input on the video, leave it in the comments, and let's crush it this week, guys.